and I don't know how to read a score. I just did it all by ear because I know the piece. And so, and I'm connecting, and I'm trying to imitate every conductor I've ever met. The fishing, the fly fishing, and then the windmill, and the cowboy, all those things, right? And swing back and forth. I was doing all those things, rowing the boat, all those things, right?
Oh my God. Oh my God, because that's the one time you can get away with all of that. Exactly. Oh, what a good idea. Okay, go. Those kids are
Hi everyone, welcome to OSA Backstage. I'm Dani Meyer, that's Pat practicing in the basement, and on today's episode, Serena and I are talking with Ricardo Amador, our longtime violinist who is retiring at the end of the season after 35 awesome years. Rico is one of those classic cases where he says, I'm not sure if I have much to say, and then we get this. So I'm going to let Rico speak for himself. You're going to love it. We're going to miss Rico very much. Enjoy.
Well, speaking of easing into it, would you please introduce yourself?
Oh, that's right. I'm Ricardo Amador. I've been with the orchestra for 35 years. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's right.
Always with our first violin section or just violin?
When I first won the audition, I was a runner-up. And what they did is they created this position between Omaha and Lincoln. And that way it'd be enough services to pay the bills,
Wait.
Okay, it's a long time ago.
This is the first I'm hearing of it. So the orchestras were connected?
No, they were trying to be connected. They're trying to do this joint venture so that we can attract somebody to stay. If they want a position, they could offer enough money to, afford to live here.
Okay, so how long did you occupy that before it just
It wasn't very long. Because fourth chair first violin opened up, and I auditioned for that spot, and I had to have it. So I got it. I had to have it. It's my favorite chair. Favorite chair. It always has been. Because you're up there in front with the principals, and you can hear better from the whole orchestra. When you're sitting in back, you just hear what's back there. It's really hard to hear all the way across. Luckily we have a fantastic bass section. You can hear them. They're great. But it's just like the whole thing as a whole. It's hard to find a good blend, and things happen back there.
Yeah. So fourth chair is kind of like that sweet spot.
Yeah. You're kind of in the middle. If you're on the edge, then all you hear is mainly yourself. Mm-hmm. You can hear all those around you. Is there a difference when you move into the second violins, or did you find that there was a difference? Oh, well, I've always played first violin my whole life. At the very beginning, it was the first time I ever played second. But that was only for like a year, I think, if that. And then when that spot opened, it's like, there's my chance,
So there's my spot. Okay, so violin your whole life. Where did you start? Well,
my father's a violinist. I was a violinist with San Francisco Symphony for like 38 years. And I remember as a little kid, 5 or 6 years old, he was practicing in the basement, trotting down there and say, hey, what are you doing? So I'm practicing my violin. So, oh, can I do that too? And he had a little violin ready. Here! It's like, so I started squeaking around playing.
Is that what you did with your own kids then, having learned from your...
No.
You just had them at the ready and you said, all right, whenever they ask.
No, we just always had music around, and, there's a piano, and it's like, you're going to play the piano, you're going to play the violin, you're going to sing. One of them played trombone. The other one, went through, piano, didn't like piano, violin, didn't like piano, clarinet, flute, and then guitar. She liked guitar. So that was her thing. But more into tennis. She was more of a sports person.
Okay, but she kept with it. She was
she loves it. She's always singing.
Okay.
But doesn't want to put in the time. To be good takes some effort.
So did you have to be convinced then to put in the time or effort?
Me?
Because he snagged you with the tiny violin.
And then and I figured, well, that was what I was supposed to do. Because your kid, you do what you're told, right? And
Not in my experience.
well, I mean, remember, it's a different generation, or two, I guess. So we did that, and youth orchestra like that. And then, in high school, I wanted to quit, and because once I started driving, it's like, ooh, I like cars.
Nice.
Actually, I liked it when I was 12 because my grandpa. But anyway, that's a different story. And then I got a gig to play with Santana. And there I am on stage with Santana playing along. It's like, this is great. And then I see, my classmates at school. This is senior year of high school. I was a school geek. I played the violin, and and they saw me on stage. And so like the next day, it's like even the teacher said, "I see you were a hero the other night." It's like he was there. My teacher was there.
You're a rock star.
I was a rock star. Yeah.
I'm still okay. My mind's a little blown because it's Santana.
Yeah.
So how did you go from like I'm a senior in high school and I'm youth orchestra to rock star?
Well, the youth orchestra was going to go on tour, and part of a fundraiser, somebody knew somebody or whatever, one of the big promoters who knew Santana, and figured we'll just do this concert and raise awareness for the youth orchestra. And so I got hired to play that gig. And
okay, so note to self: how do we get more artists to like raise awareness about the Omaha Symphony if we could just play with like Charlie Puth or like insert artist name? Okay, did you get to meet him? Because
yeah, it was a cool guy.
Dude, because I
I'm
love
still a
Santana.
cool guy.
He's the only rock star I know of who never sings on any of his own. Like, because the band is named after him, but under no circumstances is Santana going to sing.
He sings with his guitar. Yeah, that's his voice.
Okay, so you became a hero overnight with your violin.
It was fun.
And then was there a conscious just like, okay, I guess this is equally as cool as driving, or?
Yeah. And then I said, okay, I think I will take this seriously, and because I want to do more of that. And then, I really started getting to it, practicing and like taking it seriously. Because you don't know your direction when you're that age,
No, and I think I feel like there's an expectation that you're supposed to know. And it's too bad that we don't have until our brains fully develop at 26 to make these kind of huge life altering decisions.
What are you going to major in college? I was a waiter for a while over one summer, and it's like, no, I don't want to do that. It was fun. The tips were great, because I was good with people, but then the Santana thing is like, okay, and
I could do this.
I found out there's other things you can do than orchestra playing. There's, the recording industry, which I broke into the movie music industry, and really like that.
Okay, so what do you remember what films you were?
Yeah, Death Becomes Her, Predator 2.
Nice.
And I'm on the soundtrack for the re-release of Star Wars with John Williams. He did his own recording project for that, and there's a CD out there. I have yet to buy it for myself, but my name's on there if you look at the credits. Yeah. So and then the recording I did with Nutcracker with the San Francisco Ballet.
He's on that iconic recording.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the last thing I did before I won the job here.
Okay. So worlds colliding because Jim Compton, we just talked to him.
Yeah.
And he was saying his teacher did a lot of LA studio work.
Okay.
And he called it, 30 seconds of terror and then 10 hours of boredom? Was that, I think I'm remembering correctly?
Well, the thing is with recording sessions, like we do movie music here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with recording sessions, you do like 1 or 2 minutes at a time, cut, next scene, and you do the next scene until that's right. And you take a break, whatever. And it took a week or two to do that, do the Star Wars thing. The Nutcracker took 3-4 days, I think.
Wow, really?
So it took a long time, yeah. Because it's not easy. It's not
of
easy.
Of course. How much of that is recording versus rehearsing?
Well, the Nutcracker, the ballet plays it 30, 40 times a year, you know, so I've already played it. I think I was there 3-4 years with the ballet. One of the times I had a 1-year contract. Because one of those times when auditions, you know, like you playing is like, I'm playing really well. This isn't me, and better than I normally play. Is that, but I'll take it, you know. And so I was runner up for that, and so I was given a 1-year position. Of course, the next year I bombed, but yeah, I got to play a bunch of seasons with them, and of course, play the Nutcracker all the time.
So by the time you get to the recording session, is the idea that you
already know it.
Do you record first and then you like fix things, or do you just keep recording?
You rehearse. 35 years ago. You rehearse a few spots, or whatever, do a recording, and then they talk about it, and then you go over some more spots, and you know, keep going over again each piece. You know.
Okay.
That's right.
So for Star Wars now, I have to ask, because you're right, we do these movies now on rotation, right? Do you get the music and you're like, hello, old friend?
Yeah, do you remember working on it?
Yeah, I do. Well, it was what's it? The first one, which is the third one, or
A New Hope.
A New Hope. No, that one. It was that one, and also E.T. Anyway.
Also very, very difficult. Okay.
Also very famous.
Yeah.
But it's like you just remember it, because like, oh yeah, there's this spot I gotta look at. You know, it's like when Beethoven 5 comes up or whatever. You know, it's an old friend, and it's like, okay, but these spots I gotta go over and just brush it up. And
so it is okay, because I would argue so many of us don't have. Okay, so I'm gonna take a step back. Quick crash course in the movie music is, as you were saying, this is not what you hear when you come see us play movies in concert is not how the recording process goes.
No, not at all.
And so what we end up when we do it live, it's like a 2.5 hour
terror.
Yes.
A
2.5 hour Star Wars symphony.
Yeah.
That most of us are seeing possibly for the first time. And it is often extremely difficult. Mm-hmm. Anything with explosions, fighting, anything exciting is going to be some of the most terrifying music you've ever seen. Like harder than Strauss, and harder than to like the biggest licks, right? Because it's, especially because it's unfamiliar, or it's movie writing as opposed to like harmonic language that we're intimately familiar with. And so you have this awesome advantage of you did this week-long recording session then, where you had to essentially deep dive every single cue until it was right.
Yeah. But then that was 35 years ago, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
And we didn't start doing movie music till, 10 years ago or so?
I think maybe like 1 or 2 in like 2009. And then it wasn't really a big, like, constant thing until 2018, I want to say. Well,
the first time we did Star Wars was much later. We did movies like Wizard of Oz, some silent movies. We just test the waters once a year or whatever. But like with the movie music we do here, once the movie starts, you go, no matter what happens. And if we're a little bit off the track or whatever, we just have to get back on. And it's terrifying. It's intense. It's 100 pages, you know. I mean, that's a lot of music.
Do you ever, when we're doing these concerts, do you ever think wistfully back to your days, your 35 years ago? It's like, I wish this was just like a normal recording.
Or like, oh, John Williams wouldn't have done it like that, you know?
Well, there's that about John Williams. He did things differently because he was conducting on the recording session. But here it's like, once it goes, it's just so intense. You don't have time to think anything else. It's like you're surviving. It's intense.
The closest, I think the closest piece that's not a movie that we've come to it. And we did Walton Henry V. Do you remember that? It was like, I can't remember what year it was. We did Henry V, and it was the Battle of Agincourt, and that thing was disgusting. Yeah. It was so great, like amazing and so exciting, and so the hardest thing I've ever played in my entire life.
Yeah, it took a long time to get there.
Yeah.
It was quite the journey. Yeah. That
was like chug Gatorade, dump it over Wilkins' head.
Yeah.
Go eat a power bar and then come.
Yeah. And then after concert, you just wiped out.
Yeah.
But you can't sleep because you're like, oh, hey. It's either if it's really great, it's like, yeah, you're all adrenaline up, and it's like, oh, I missed a few things here and there. And it's like, you still can't sleep either way.
Right.
Yes.
There's no either way.
Did you feel that way even when you were doing studio work? Was it the same, or was the pacing different?
The pacing was different because it was chill. You had to, like with the recording session with John Williams, we were done, and he wanted to go over one more piece. We had 5 minutes left for the session, he would say, well, I want to do this one more piece, and the personal manager said, well, it's an 8-minute piece. We only have 5 minutes, and he says, that's okay. I want it right, and it's like, all right. So he gets another 15 minutes. 100-piece orchestra at recording rates, and he was going to pay for it because he wanted it right. So it's like, he was chill. He's like, all right, let's do this,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What was his demeanor like on the podium? Do you remember?
It was just chill. I mean, he was really cool, less is more.
Wow. What made you want to audition then for a traditional symphony?
That's just what you did. I mean, I auditioned every year I would do 5 or 6 auditions, the San Francisco Symphony, some opera, ballet, Chamber Symphony of San Francisco, which I was a member of. I've toured with the San Francisco. The San Francisco Opera had a touring company, and I was with them for 5 years there, and just keep taking auditions. Omaha was the first audition that was outside of California, because you had to fly out, you get a hotel, and it's a big deal. And then it's like, oh, and I was just doing it just for experience, for a chance. Like, oh, I won. It's like, well, I guess I'll try it, because you win, you take it, because it's hard to win,
Yeah. And what were do you remember your first concerts, or do you remember?
No, I don't, but I think it was the Christmas show. Because it was December. And it's like, I remember flying over and saying, oh, all the houses are white. No, it was the snow on the roofs.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it was cold, California, I don't know, it was a West Coast snob,
So you go from endless nutcrackers
Mm-hmm.
in San Francisco,
Yeah.
and your West Coast Christmas to the Omaha Symphony Christmas celebration. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's no more welcoming time of year than.
Did you have might seem out of nowhere. Did you have a cool car when you were driving between Omaha and Lincoln, since you had to do all that driving? Was that fun for you?
Yeah, well, I
as a car enthusiast.
I already had my Mustang by then.
Okay.
I bought it new. I bought it in '88. I was freelancing and doing well. And one day I looked at my bank account just out of the blue. I guess we're doing taxes or whatever. It's like, oh, I have enough to buy a car. And I'm looking at my calendar. I got a bunch of gigs coming up. I think I can afford a cool car. So I test out, Camaro, Mustang, Fiero, Pontiac Fiero, a Honda Civic Si, whatever, back in the 80s, those 80s cars. And the Mustang just had the sound, it just sounded so cool.
Okay, so by the sound.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What is that?
It just has this sound. I can't imitate it. It just sounded better. It just growls and it makes all the right noises,
Yeah. Is the Mustang still, if you had to go back to a dealership today and you could pick any fun sports car in front of you, do you still think you'd pick a Mustang?
Money, no object.
Money, no object.
No object.
There was a Porsche, what is it? It's a 917. I don't know. It's got this V10 that screams. And it's just, that's an amazing sound, like a Formula One car type sound, But, the Mustang was something I could afford, and it sounded great. It was fast.
Fun to drive.
Oh, yeah, fun to drive, yeah.
Here's a question. Would you ever buy an electric vehicle that made the same sounds that you wanted?
Well,
through speakers.
They do that. There's
I know.
This electronic muffler you can buy for your electric car that you can change the sound, make it sound like a tractor, a Lamborghini, or the Jetsons car. You know?
So is that of interest to you? Like, would
no, I've driven electric cars, and they are the future. I mean, the amount of torque that they have. You know, if you have the dual motor one, they just go, and you know, it's like it's faster. You know?
Like, is it about the torque or is it about the sound? What if you could have both in the vehicle?
Oh, but yeah, sure, fine. I mean, to me, it's about the whole experience of just being transported, you know, and the feel, you know.
You mentioned your grandfather got you into cars.
Yeah.
Like, what was it about? What did he do? Or what was it just
I remember, you know, visiting my grandpa, and when he got there, he liked to restore old police cars, and he had this '72. And it was a pre-emissions car, so it was like the last powerful police car that they had. A '72 Dodge Polara, Police Pursuit Special. And you open the hood there, and across the valve covers it says, you know, 440 Magnum Police Pursuit Special thing and engine. And he's there tuning the carburetor, and you know, revving it up. And it just sounded, you know, back to the sound. It sounded great, you know, this big motor. And so I said, well, we need to take it for a drive, you know, run it through the gears, you know, see if his adjustments work. And so we get out, he just stands on it to get on the freeway, and this thing just launches, and this sound, it's just like, I can't describe it, it's just like, you know, it was amazing. And it's like, this is cool. And so, he taught me how to rebuild a carburetor and stuff like that. And then later on in high school, I got a 1964 Ford Galaxy 500 convertible, and I still have that, by the way. And I rebuilt the carburetor on that.
What is there? Pat's done some stuff over, you know, at your house with you and Sam,
right?
Like, and it seems like it is such a delicate process that yet requires at times just like brute strength to get to the delicacy, right? Like, you have to be able to yank things out without ruining something else. You have to be able to get things into very difficult spots. And it is amazing to me that someone could know the exact moment that something is required when you just look at this block of something and it looks that incredibly intricate. And the cars must be getting more complicated, or...
Yeah, it depends. I mean, like when Pat came over and Sam, we were trying to put an engine back into a Porsche 944 that I was working on with Sam, and I had trouble doing it myself, so I had to get some help to help the angle and get it in right. And it was one of those things, you gotta know where all your hands are. I gave a prep thing, like, make sure your hands have open palms, don't put it under thing because it shifts and could fall or whatever, and you can get hurt. You know, sure enough, when things happen, it's just like clunk and things happen, you know. But it took us a couple of days. I finally got it actually by myself. Got it in.
It's like a pickle jar. Like, you did it enough. It finally jostled. Yeah.
It's got to find a way to shoehorn it in there.
How many mistakes do you have to be willing to make in car repair? This sounds very much like getting better at an instrument, frankly, where you have to allow yourself to be very bad for a long time.
Well, it's normal. Like every time I do brakes, for example, I do one side, and it takes me like an hour or 45 minutes to do one side. I do the other side, it takes 5 minutes, you know, because each car is slightly different, and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta remember how to do this, because it happens every 50, 60,000 miles to do the brakes, you know. Or the Mustang was every 20 because I used to race that thing, so the brakes wear out a little faster.
Did your grandpa teach you everything with car repair, or did you have to teach yourself? Or
no, he did. And then I also had an uncle that was a mechanic.
Okay.
And so
So your dad, the violinist, when he saw these very seemingly disparate interests, did he try to understand the car stuff, or was he mostly like, I'll be over here when you want to talk violin?
He kind of liked cars too. He had a Dodge Charger, 72 Charger. It was a Coke bottle shaped car. It was a cool car.
Nice.
You know, so he liked cool cars.
Okay, so he understood the need for speed.
Yeah.
Do you think, okay, violin, you have so many fast notes over there in the violin section.
Yeah.
Is there ever a similar adrenaline rush on stage as there is when you're driving?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Like it only happens at concerts because that's when like everything, there's times when everything locks in and you're in the zone and you just don't notice anything else except what's this thing. And it's like slow motion, but you hear everything and you feel everything and it's like in slow motion. That same thing happens like when you're on the racetrack and you have the flow and you feel everything and just, that zone is like, it's the thing I'm always chasing, you know? It's like an addict, you know? It's like, that's what I'm chasing for, that spot.
So you've also raced cars then, like specific race cars on tracks. Do you like?
Yeah, I did some full track stuff. Mostly I did autocrossing because that's local amateur stuff. One car at a time, that's timed. And you know, different cars have different classes and you compete against other people's times. And I won the championship in '96 in the Mustang.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many, do you like have specific memories of concerts where you achieved that?
Boy, I don't know. Usually it's like moments within a concert.
Okay.
You know, it kind of comes in and out, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like the whole time. I guess it could have been. But I don't know, it's like, I guess no.
Yeah. Because
it's hard to,
it's hard to pinpoint that if you see it coming or rather like you know you're in it and then afterwards like
yeah.
That's why performances sometimes it's hard to do too. Like it's great to do too, but it's hard because if anything magical happens the first night, you spend the entire second night like okay.
You're chasing it, yeah. You're chasing it, yeah.
Do you think there are composers that or styles of music that you feel that's easier to find, or can it happen with anything?
It can happen with anything,
including MIs.
Yes, because like I said, it's greater than the sum of its parts. Like if the actor's on, and things are grooving and things are happening, the audience is engaged. You feel the energy, and that's why I say it only happens in performances. You know.
I think that's really special. Like you're describing this something that I'm sure a lot of people have experienced, but we're so lucky to have the chance to experience every week, just this chance performing. And like you said, I said, you know, that a bit facetiously with MIs, because you have all these kids and it can sometimes feel like, oh, well, they must be pulling your attention away from that zone, but actually they're a part of it and it is still a performance.
I remember one MI that we did. Adam Goss wrote something about the dog, Trouble the dog.
Yep.
And there's a dog catcher, and then so there's a scene in the show that the dog catcher chases him. He's running around. The kids are screaming, "He's over there! Look out for the dog catcher!" or whatever. Trying to help the dog catcher find the dog. No, it's the other way. Anyway. So and the kids are screaming, whatever, and then things happen, whatever, and it stops, and then he's able to control the audience, and then still focus on the music, whatever the subject of that MI show was for, and it got back, and you know, I seeing him running around while I'm playing, it's hilarious, you know, and I get caught up in it. It's great. Just like the Christmas shows, right? Mm-hmm. Every year we've had the kick line, right?
Yes.
You know, you see one Santa, then you see another Santa, and then another one. And then you have a whole gaggle of Santas, or a pride of Santas. Anyway, and they do the kick line, and I smile every time. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, well, right. That's sleigh ride for me. I don't care how many times I've seen Ern do his sleigh ride shtick. That's my favorite part of the show, because for the kid,
oh yeah,
that's and for that audience, it's just this piece. Like for collectively, it's like, oh, these are these are our kids for like the next 5 minutes. And
Right.
it's
No,
awesome.
I not to throw Principal Paul percussion on under the bus, but it's the same thing for Via Santa. He says the moment when all the percussionists raise the bells and just rattle right, at that climactic moment. He says every time it puts a smile on his face. Like he's grown up here. He's grown up, watching the show and all that.
Okay.
And he said, it just that moment of all of them rattling is so joyous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need those.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
You absolutely need those. Do you?
Especially with those type of shows. You got to find the spots that make it work. Otherwise,
Wait, man, did you? Everything you've described so far has been playing oriented.
Mm-hmm.
When did you consider personnel? Because you were our longtime personnel manager.
Yeah. It came out of the blue. They were searching for one, and I used to do the contract negotiations on the musician side. Did 2 contracts with them. I also did 2 contracts in California, 2 different orchestras there. So management noticed my negotiation style, whatever, and they thought I'd be a good fit to be personnel manager based on that. And so I thought I'd try it. And so I did.
How many years later?
To be honest, too many. It was a lot. To be full-time for both full-time things was a lot. It was too much. Yeah.
Where did you learn about contract negotiation then? Because that's a whole separate skill.
Well, I had a friend of mine who was a lawyer, and I used to do part-time work for him for just, I don't know why, I thought it was fun to do stuff, to do the research, and I found it interesting. It's fascinating. Do a little part-time stuff just for fun and learn something.
Okay, so you're kind of like a magpie, and it seems to me it's just like, oh, here's a
Something
skill
shiny.
that would be.
Yeah.
You hear your dad's violin downstairs, and you're like, okay, let's go see what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh man, who was the music director when you started?
Bruce Hangen.
Okay.
He's the guy that hired me. Yeah.
Very cool. We have some.
Yes.
We have some questions, Rico, and you're the first person that we're doing this with.
Okay.
But we're calling it this or that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
As long as it's not would you rather, it'd be fine.
would you rather. There are no wrong answers.
Good.
Sometimes there are wrong answers, but there's no wrong answers. Okay. Personnel or violin?
Violin.
NASCAR or Formula One?
Formula One?
Because?
Well, see, NASCAR is kind of like a big chess game. I mean, yeah, they're all turning left, right? But each turn has to be absolutely perfect. Whereas Formula One is the person that makes the least amount of mistakes, kind of like an audition. But it's really intense. The thing is with the Formula One, if you're a spectator, you only see a couple turns at a time. Whereas NASCAR, you can see the whole thing. You can see it all play out in front of you live. We're back to the sound again. Formula One sound. That's really cool.
That sounds legit to me.
Yeah.
Okay, German cars or American cars?
German cars are cool, but American cars are so much easier to work on, and it's easier to find parts. Like that Porsche 944 I was working on. I got it to run for a little while, and now it won't run, and I don't know why. And I'm trying to figure out. There's a friend of mine I went to high school with that's a master mechanic for BMW, Ferrari, stuff like that, McLaren. And I talked to him about it, and just off the top of his head, try this and this over the phone. And I've yet to do it, but because I haven't had time.
But you literally had to reach out to a master mechanic or BMW. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I know Pat will be interested to hear if you get that figured out. Okay. This is technically a would you rather.
Okay.
Would you rather drive automatic for the rest of your life or only be able to play on one string?
Automatic. Trick answer because now cars have dual clutch automatics, pedal shifters, and shift faster than you can by hand. But if you're talking about old school automatic, like a slush box, right? It'd still be automatic because playing on one string, it's hard enough to play in tune with 4 strings, you know?
Elton John or Billy Joel?
To me, they're, I don't want to say similar, but as far as, I don't really have a preference. I would, no. Elton John, I don't like that much.
Elton John by hair, by nose. Okay, I need
by a note.
I'm racking my brain for another famous guitarist. And I'm really upset with myself that I can't think of another famous rock guitarist off the top of my head. Jimi Hendrix. Santana or Jimi Hendrix?
Jimi Hendrix. Although Santana's my idol, you know. I mean, he's got this great sound. I mean, he's got such a distinctive sound, and his playing is so soulful. You know, I mean, it's like, just that's him. That's his voice.
Yeah.
But also with Jimi Hendrix, he just so out there with ideas, just like cutting edge. Just like he takes chances. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, like he does crazy stuff.
Love that.
So that's my Jimi Hendrix.
I know. Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin, but Pink Floyd, you know, Money, you know, because it's in 5/4, you know, among other the song, you know, The Wall. Those are great songs, but then again, you got, you know,
Zeppelin. The thing I always forget when we do Pink Floyd shows, is that how chill they are. Chill in the sense of like you can sit and just chill out to a Pink Floyd album, and Zeppelin I think gets the energy up.
Yeah, it's
a little
intense.
higher.
Yeah. But you get back to Money. That's an intense song, you know.
No, it's a great song.
Yeah,
it's a great song. Okay, Strauss or Mahler?
Strauss.
Wagner or Bruckner?
You can say neither.
Yeah. Bruckner.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you on that. Even
as string players to choose Bruckner.
I know.
When you have a good Bruckner experience, I think it starts to turn the opinion. Because okay,
Well, it's just a long way to get there. You know?
Yeah, but it's not like Wagner. It's not like Wagner's taking any less time.
Yeah, he's long-winded.
Pat had when we were getting ready for Bruckner 4 a couple of years ago. I fell asleep on the couch, and Pat had Bruckner 4 playing down in the basement. And I remember I woke up because I couldn't figure out if he was deliberately going back and repeating sections or if that was just Bruckner 4.
Same recording.
And I was so irritated when I woke up, and then it's like, no, it's just been going.
I suppose I should have said neither, but
no, we're holding it to you, Bruckner.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your favorite Strauss tone poem?
Well, you know, Don Juan, you know, I know it's for auditions and stuff like that, and I still have that first page memorized, you know, from most auditions, but it's just so swashbuckling, you know, it tells a story, you know, and it's, I don't know, it's cool.
So good. Beethoven or Brahms?
Wow. You know, Beethoven, there's a journey with each one of the symphonies, you know, that you go through. You can go through. With Brahms, it's just different. You know, every time I play each one of those, like, oh, this is my favorite symphony. And I play the other one. It's like, oh, this is my favorite symphony. It's like, they're both great.
They are very different.
Yeah, they're very different.
They can stand. You don't have to be. Maybe you don't have to be in a specific mood for Brahms symphony. Like I don't know. I feel like I associate Beethoven like I'm going to listen to Sex because I want to feel like I'm going to go wandering out in the countryside versus you put on props too, and it's just like, I'm just happy to be here. And
Baroque or contemporary?
Baroque, because, when I was at the conservatory in San Francisco, I was in a Baroque group. And it was so cool to play on original instruments, and with no vibrato, and just like using the bow as the color, and then when the intonation locks, it just has this shimmer, which is so cool. And when it locks in, it's a great place, and music's fun. It's just fun.
It required a lot. Baroque composers required so much of their people in such little time to learn the music, and how quickly they were turning it over.
It's not that, the notes aren't that difficult. To do it correctly, it's a little bit of a journey. It's worth it. Like Vivaldi, for example. I mean, he wrote a zillion pieces, whatever. They're great. They're great. It's great fun to play. Done correctly. I think I really enjoy listening to it.
So on that same note, when a soloist does an encore, do you prefer when they do solo Bach or a showpiece?
Ooh, solo Bach versus Paganini.
I know.
Because we've had some truly amazing.
Or Isai.
Yeah. I'm wowed by both, because I mean the guest artists we have here are fantastic, flashy piece.
Yeah.
Flashy piece. I mean, a nice contemplative Bach, and he and there's guest artists have played something very soulful, and and it leaves you like in a really quiet place, great place. But when they play something with lots of fireworks and gymnastics and stuff like that, you're just so wowed by it, like, that's amazing. I mean, they're not human, and be musical on top of that, right? And that's why I say that.
Chamber music or concerto?
If I'm playing, I'd rather be in a chamber group than be the soloist. Although I am a little bit of a ham sometimes. So.
Do you have any bucket list kind of thing that you play?
The Cacciatorian Violin Concerto? I'd like that someday, but I have played Navarro duet with the orchestra.
Ah, yeah.
Here, so that was fun.
That's
with my daughter, and she's an amazing violinist. So
where is she now?
She's in San Francisco now, freelancing, doing really well. Much better than I ever did.
Well, it's fun that you can have that direct comparison, though. It's like you went back to it's almost like you went back to the homeland.
Right. Because she's subbing with the ballet and the symphony, San Francisco Symphony, and stuff like that. She has a contract with Symphony San Jose, doing well there. She's fourth chair. Awesome. My favorite chair.
You've made it.
You found the perfect spot.
Yeah. And now that it's in their concertmaster search, she's now second chair. And I think last weekend she was concertmaster for something. So because they're doing search.
So do you two ever like compare notes, or do you let her? Is it kind of like with you and your dad, where you wait to see if she has questions about, like, well, what did you do upon X, Y, or Z, or how did you navigate this, like, or do you ever get a chance to just relate as two violinists?
Oh yeah, like I did with my dad. Every once in a while I have questions about music, whatever. He has all his fingerings and stuff all memorized bowings, like I come to him for advice, whatever, for fingerings, and I tell him, like, we talk a couple times a week, and you ask what's coming up, and he said, oh yeah, that remember page 43, you got to do blah blah. Oh yeah, okay. There's a misprint. It's supposed to be F sharp and the other.
My conducting teacher was like that too. He just such a huge bank of information, and whatever piece it'd be like, so make sure the second horn, make sure they're playing a C sharp in this measure, and and this thing, and I prefer this bowing, and Leonard Bernstein does this particular, has this bowing in this thing, you should check it out, I've always wanted to try it, or know.
I have found that I always assume everybody has that same inside baseball knowledge, that when I've heard someone doing it and they don't have it, it's always just like, oh no, well, come here. Quickly, child, let us
Yeah.
So you get to do that. You get to do that now.
Izzy will ask me, some things, and she'll send me a screenshot. It's like, hey, what fingering do you recommend for this? And I'll come back.
Love that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have there been things that have become easier over the last 35 years, or do you feel like you take every week as it comes?
Well, when I first came here, we didn't have as much. We have a lot more to do now. The workload is a lot bigger now, so we have sometimes 3 different shows in the same week. We'll do Mission Imagination. We'll do a side-by-side, and then there'll be an opera rehearsal there somewhere, then a family concert on the weekend. That's 4. But and you can't just show up cold to each one of those things. You have to be ready for each one of those things, and it's a lot. When you have a big stack of because usually it's 40 to 60 pages of music every week, and sometimes it's 100 if it's movie or opera. It's a lot of music. So so I don't think anything's easier now, because I think the workload's bigger.
So you do essentially have to take it what's on my stand? What do I have to prepare for? Okay.
Yeah, put out the fires that are closest to you first.
Is that would you say that would be the advice you'd give to anyone who's kind of starting off, or
Yeah, pace yourself. It's easy to give everything, and then you have nothing left for yourself. I mean, one thing I've learned from my kids is work-life balance. My generation and the generation before me was you always say yes. You take every gig, and you just do it. But I'm learning now that balance is good.
What are you looking forward to once you retire?
What did it for me is I had the opportunity to be on a racetrack, which I haven't been on in a long time. And oh yeah, I miss this. This is great. And passing a car, it's it's kind of fun, and it's it'd be fun to get back into that. The problem is that racing, is usually on the weekends, and our concerts are on the weekends.
Yeah.
When I used to autocross, I'd be on Sunday mornings, and sometimes we'd have opera concerts, 2 o'clock or 2 o'clock, whatever, afternoon opera concerts. And so I would go straight from the racetrack to the rehearsal, with slicks on the car and with my race suit on, and change at the Orpheum, and then play, and then the Jay was the personal manager back then. He would say, "Hey, did you bring back any hardware?" And I'd show my trophy.
Yes.
The secret lives of musicians.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'd have to leave before they announced the winners or whatever, and so I have a friend pick up my trophy if I got one, and then because I had to work,
I have to play an opera.
Yeah.
So you were on the racetrack and you were just I want this time.
Yeah, it's fun. It was good. And it takes a lot of work to get there, to get the car ready, and stuff like that. And I'd rather take my time and do that.
Nice.
And then there's also I have an electric 5-string violin, and I collaborate. I met a guitar player, Colin Smith, from the Cosmic Smiths. He's an indie rock guy, local, and his knowledge of he's indie rock and jazz and stuff like that. His knowledge of jazz and the music theory of the jazz theory is huge. And, you know, all I know is classical stuff. As a violinist, you know, playing first violin, I play the melody. All that theory stuff is like, you guys do all the theory, I play the melody, and you guys make me sound good. You know, that's, you know, but now it goes like, okay, now I have to take apart a piece and see where it goes harmonically, so I can understand how my improvs are going to go and figure that out. You know, usually I hear things in my head and I play that, but there's more to it.
You have to take apart the engine of the piece and put it back
exactly.
together.
Yeah.
And you'll have to.
I've got to rebuild it. It's really rusty. Seals are blown.
You need 2 extra people.
Yeah.
Fingers up, palms.
Palms up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds great, Rico. 35 years. Man.
Yeah. It's been good.
Is there, okay, been on stage with us for 35 years.
Yeah.
If you had 30 minutes now, no consequences, and you could try anything. You could try any instrument, you could conduct, you could, anything involving being at the hall.
Well, I've already conducted.
Sorry? Excuse me? What?
Story time.
Well, okay. The youth orchestra here had this conductathon thing. And so I guess they get enough people to do it. So it's like, all right, I'll just fill in, whatever. And Nagoski was playing the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto. No rehearsal. I just show up and wave the stick. And so I was there. I know the piece because I played it, right? And and I don't know how to read a score. I just did it all by ear because I know the piece. And so and I'm connecting, and I'm trying to imitate every conductor I've ever met. You know, the fishing, the fly fishing, and then the windmill, and the cowboy. You know, all those things, right? And swing back and forth. I was doing all those things. You know, rowing the boat. You know, all those things, right?
Oh my God. Oh my God, because that's the one time you can get away with all of that. Exactly. Oh, what a good idea. Okay, keep going.
Those kids are like, this guy's so cool. He looks like every conductor I've...
Exactly.
Did you use your eyebrows? Or did you do the Bernstein?
Yeah. The smelling odd smells.
So how did Anne enjoy having...
It was great. It was great. There was one spot that I missed, like her cadenza was different than I remembered it being, and so I came a little early, and then she said, "Wait!" It's like,
my God, that's amazing. It's actually very much in the spirit of Mendelssohn, by the way, because there's a great story about how Mendelssohn they put the wrong score on his stand.
Oh, okay.
And he knew the piece from memory, but it was apparently very rude to play things from memory, and so he flipped pages when he thought. Oh. In the piece, it made sense to flip pages and just conducted the actual.
Yeah, I was doing that too.
You were doing. Yeah.
Channeling the spirit. Because you already conducted. Yeah. You played violin.
Yeah.
Is there a thing that on stage? Is there an instrument? Or is there?
Yeah, electric bass.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get to sit back. I mean, yeah, you have to know what you're doing, but I mean. You can listen to what other people are and just vibe off of them. You know what I mean? And support them and do cool things in the background.
No notes. Great choice. Rico, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks. It's gonna be good.